Hi, guys.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome back to Y'all Hearing This. My name is Kate. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us.
Yes, and my name is Honeybee, or you can call me B, and whichever you choose is all right with who?
Us.
Period.
That's right.
Okay.
We are here on another Wednesday where we do a deep dive into a new artist or group.
Mm-hmm.
And this week we checked out Winner,
Yes.
which was so much fun. We fell in love with them, especially their MVs.
Oh my God.
The dance, the live that we saw, and we just had a great time watching the guide too.
Yeah.
So we did do a little more Googling, a little Wikipedia-ing, because the guide was great and like showing different members, but it didn't even give birthdays or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we did do a little sneaky peek.
We did.
But yeah, so what was kind of your take, guide members? Who'd you like? What'd you like? What's beefing with Winner? That's right.
Well, first of all, Winner as a group, super duper dope.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. They are just, they're different in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
I love, and hopefully I don't butcher his name. He is the Maknae and also the leader of the group, which is
Sungyoon.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, his voice.
Yes. Gave me chills.
He was singing and he sounded like, his voice sounds like the lead singer from Kings of Leon.
Okay,
Mixed,
a little bit, okay.
But I also got a little bit of like Meatloaf in there.
Okay.
Because of the theatrics of his voice.
That's true.
But his vibrato.
Yeah.
His vibrato reminds me of like some like gut-wrenching soul singer.
Yeah.
Like it was like a soulful vibrato, but this very theatrical rock type of alternative sound. And like even the way he would end his notes like was like as if he was like a rocker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
very much so.
And also I think what I really liked about his like voice too is like he did that Mass show where he won 6 times.
Yeah.
And it was just like the song that he sang on that was very like operatic. Like it was just like it was just completely different, and it just showcases his range and what he can do. I also really liked, and I believe it was Mino,
the rapper.
Was he the one that was it him that was doing the shake and then it spilled and then
yeah.
I was dying.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you know, I live for comedians and just the chaos like you do and it was hilarious. Like I was dying.
And then he kept going. Yeah.
And then he kept going.
So much fun. Yeah.
But they all were like amazing in their own ways. It's like so hard to pick, you know, just one. I forgot who it was, the one that was running in that game show. And then he had to spin 5 times.
Oh, I think that was Hooney.
Was it Hooney?
Oh, I think it was Sunghoon, yeah.
And then he ran and just...
just went the opposite way and jumped almost into a light.
Yes, I was dying. All the people ran and then he just slid and then he just laid there and then just like curled his whole body up into like an L. Like it's just ridiculous.
He's like, yep, I knew that was wrong. Yep. Oh man.
I definitely like, you know, I would have loved to learn and see more about like who they like, you know, if any of them are very big into songwriting for their group or like the production side of stuff. Which, you know, we could definitely take a look at Google.
Yeah.
But you know, that was the main takeaway was just like they're like brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They all get on each other. They definitely were all picking on the Mac.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. We just happened to be next to each other.
Right. Like, I was like,
Yeah, you could see it coming a mile away. And yet, I feel like the leaders, that's kind of what happens to them all the time. Yeah. They just, that's what they're there for, to get picked on, basically, by the other members. Yeah.
I feel that. But yeah, what about you? What was your takeaway? Who your, you know, biased, you know?
I know who my bias is. I don't know that I can answer you that right now, just because I haven't seen enough. I haven't heard enough. But I love Sungyoon's voice too. Like that is my favorite type. Like, I wish I had like a rock voice, and I don't, you know? So I love when I can hear that. That first song that we heard him hear, where it was just him, like the guitar. Oh, that was just, it was so good. But also Hooney, I liked his kind of like eclectic kind of, because he was the fashion kind of guy too that I really liked. I believe, I'm pretty sure, right? Yes, yeah, with the blue roses and the sunflowers.
Yes,
and stuff.
Which I love that too. That
yeah,
was
I loved his dancing, and I just kind of loved him too. I could see he was a little. Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun.
Chaotic.
Yeah. I mean, they all just were amazing. It was really cool to get into them. Like I said, the reason why I picked them is because I'd been watching the Baby Monster last evaluation, and they had a couple of the members kind of in all of the evaluations, and they gave just like really good feedback. Like, they were super positive, you know what I mean? And just, you could tell that they really supported the girls. And I just really love that. As you know what I mean, as someone who is like their senior, their sunbae, like that they took the time to do that. And I don't know, they might, you know, I'm sure they work for YG in that sense too, you know. I don't know if they do produce their own stuff.
Like I was, you know, so, you know, we tend to every week, just in case if the guy doesn't mention, you know, what they've done musically as a group, we'll go over it. And so just pulling up their discography, they have 4 studio albums.
Nice.
1 live album.
Okay.
1 compilation album. 6 video albums.
Nice.
14 music videos.
Wow.
4 EPs. 16 singles.
Wow.
And 3 single like albums. So kind of grouped together. And then they have I was reading also
I know they were showing at least Mino having a solo.
But specifically too, I was seeing that one of their albums went on to sell 2.5 million copies.
Nice.
And surpass 100 million streams, making them the first ever K-pop boy group in history to achieve this while keeping their chart-in positions.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's pretty dope.
Nice.
But yeah, it doesn't actually mention too much if they
work on
actually
them. Yeah. I mean, that's okay. Well, it lets know.
Oh wait, it does say. Oh, here it is. A lot. It says Winner is often cited as a self-producing band with all members actively taking on roles from producing and choreographing to designing and marketing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We've said this a million times before when we talk about these groups, is that I feel like it just makes the music mean that much more, you know? And it's so cool that they're able to get in and do that and have a say in their kind of genesis, you know what I mean? Like, kind of their genesis isn't the right word, but you know what I mean? Like how they kind of like move forward. Especially
being a part of such a big company.
Like
that.
Huge
like it's
company.
Just like you know,
I know
they must put a lot of, you know, you gotta be, in my opinion, I feel like you gotta be really good for a company like YG, right? That big to just be like, go do your thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they have to see that you really are invested as much as they are. You know what I mean? And clearly, they the winners.
Yeah. I know. One thing, you know what I wanted to look up real quick is their fandom name, because they mentioned something in the
about
video.
Mermaids or whatever.
No, they were. He said they were drawing something as mermaids. So I just wanted to see what their fandom name is.
I love how like in K-pop, like every group has like fandom names, but then it's so interesting to see here, like, you know, specifically talking from the US, it's like certain really big artists have fan names. Like, you have Nicki Minaj with the Barbs. You have Taylor Swift with the Swifties. You have Beyonce with the Beehive. You got, who else? I mean, that's all I know. Like, those are the only people I know. Whereas, like, I feel like every K-pop artist and group that comes out, they all have names for their fans.
Oh, so the fandom name is Inner Circle. So I think they said it was INSA or something like that. So I bet it's like, just taking the first couple letters or whatever.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize, they were formed through 2013 Mnet survival program Win Who Is Next. I remember they were showing some scenes. I think it was Sungyun singing, and I think it looked like it was a competition show when he was really young. I believe it was him. I can't remember which member it was in the guide. So so they were formed through a show.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yep, they're the winners of winners.
She's like, we're going to have to watch this.
And I guess there was a fifth person, but they had to leave the group in November 2016 for health reasons.
Wow.
So yeah, that's really cool. I just really liked them. Yeah. I don't know. I got that just really good vibe, like I said, from the Baby Monster last evaluation and through this guide too. Yeah. Again, I don't know why, guys, but I love the chaos. I just love it.
Yeah.
There's something about it. I think it's like a certain type of energy that goes along with the music, and those are always my favorite groups and my favorite music from K-pop too. Yeah.
It's funny because like after watching their guide and I was sitting here thinking about like, oh my God, how am I going to pick a good group for like Nectar of the Week?
No idea.
And after watching the guide, it made me think of this one group and this is a nice little segue.
Okay,
for those who don't know, B's Nectar of the Week, every week we will be featuring a K-pop artist or group, and through all of it, as we're all listening together, I like to give some ideas of, well, if you like this group, and this week we're talking about Winner, then you should check out this group or artist who is outside of the K-pop realm. And then I usually give Kay a couple of hints, and then she'll guess it, but I'll give you guys a little bio, and then, just give you guys some info about their hit songs, and, you should check them out. And
Exactly. All right, what are my hints this week? Because I'm not sure where to even start.
Okay, well, this group, it's a group.
Okay. Hint number one.
The first hint is it's a group.
Okay.
The second hint is summertime.
Okay.
And the third hint is late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay. Literally when you said summertime, the first thing that came to my head was Beach Boys. So, nope. I don't know why. Oh, no. Oh, what is the name of that band? Is it that song, that summertime song, right? Oh, man. Oh, what's the name of that group? Oh, no. What is their name? Oh, God. I can picture them in my head. It's very like punky poppy kind of song too.
And they're from here.
Really?
Well, New Bedford.
That I didn't know. Oh, I can't remember.
Because I didn't know that either until I was reading up.
I can't remember the name of them.
You wanna know?
Yeah.
LFO.
That's it. That's right. Now I remember. Of course.
All right. So this is B's Nectar of the Week.
Yes.
LFO.
Yeah.
So LFO is an acronym for Light Funky Ones.
Okay.
Right.
Things you just never know.
Right. They're an American pop and hip hop band formed in 1995. It consisted of singers Brad Fischetti, Ron Cronin, and Brian Briz Gillis. In 1999, Gillis left the group and was replaced by Devin Lima.
And was that when they had their big hit right after that?
Literally.
Oh, man.
And then the group disbanded in 2010, but then briefly reunited. And then some other things transpired. So let's get into it. So they are from New Bedford, Massachusetts.
Okay, interesting. Which is like, for you guys not around here, it's maybe like a half hour, 40-minute drive from here. So
legit.
We're so close to stardom.
Legit. So they were formed in 1995, and Brad had met Brian And then they met Rich, so that's how LFO had originally formed.
So that wasn't like a put together band. They
formed
themselves. Gotcha. Okay.
Right. So, and they all are from New Bedford, Mass, which is pretty dope because a lot of times, like most groups, especially in the 90s, were put together.
Yeah, they were.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very strategic.
I didn't realize they weren't put together. I kind of lumped them in with the boy bands.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But yep, they met in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and then they had marginal success with the remake of Yvonne Elliman's song "If I Can't Have You," which missed the top 40, and it reached number 54. And then they released a cover of the 1990 hit by New Kids on the Block, "Step by Step," as a single.
Step by step,
yeah,
oh, baby,
and
I'll give it to you, girl.
You better.
All right, I'm sorry, I'm done.
No, you gotta sing. You gotta sing. So in 1999, Gills, Brian, was frustrated with the lack of the progress of the group. So he left to pursue a solo career.
Oh, and was never heard from again.
Yeah, he actually, unfortunately, ended up passing away this year.
Oh wow.
He was 48.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
My face was more like face crack of the century.
He was never heard from again. It was like, well, he died.
We're absolutely.
We are not laughing
at him passing. We're laughing at my face and the way that was really
right. Of course, without laughing at
it, but absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. But it was.
My goodness.
No, it was just the timing was just that was
not good.
That was not good, but it was good comedic
Open
timing.
mouth, insert foot, insert whole entire leg. Apparently.
Okay.
Anyway,
so it says after he left the group. They wanted to continue to pursue their dreams, make it big. So they headed over and started doing auditions, which is where they ended up meeting Devin Lima, who was an employee of a hardware store at the time. And then that's how they would go on to continue with the name LFO.
Light, funky ones, huh?
Mm-hmm. So their debut album, they basically met with some friends that they had met just through their ins and outs of
recording
studios and whatnot. And they ended up signing a contract with Transcontinental. And then that changed to them being signed to Arista Records, which is super dope. Arista Records was led by, at the time, Clive Davis.
Wow.
So that was like really, really dope. And they recorded a bunch of new material. And they ended up recording a lot of it in this 200-year-old house, which I think is really cool. I find like recording where people make albums really interesting.
Yeah, I think it really has a lot to do with like how certain albums sound. Too.
Yes.
You know, not just like acoustically, but like, you know, you get inspired to do different things depending on your surroundings, you know?
I feel that. I really do. And it just brings a different type of energy to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the house was actually out of Mass, which
cool.
is like really cool. But they...
What if you can go visit? Here's where LFO...
Right. Created this song. So the first song they ever released was a song that was actually a demo. And they released it, which was called Summer Girls. Mm-hmm. It made its way into the top 10, reaching number 3.
Is that the song that I'm thinking of? Okay.
I like the rock girls who comfy and fit. I think if I had one wish. Okay. So their self-titled debut went on to sell 2.5 million copies worldwide with 2 top 10 hits, Summer Girls and Girl on TV. The song
I remember Girl on TV too. That's right.
I do remember that too. In 1999, Summer Girls was nominated for Billboard Music Award top selling single of the year, selling almost 2 million copies in the U.S. alone.
Wow.
And then also the album actually featured a lot of vocals from their previous member, Brian, and the label loved the original versions of the record, so they left all of his vocals on, which is quite interesting because you definitely don't hear that a lot.
Yeah, no,
like,
for
you
sure.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, if there's a new member, there's a new member. Yeah. Did the new member actually get to record? Or?
Well, so in the summer of 2001, the group released their sophomore album, Life is Good. which he was a part of that. So his vocals were on all
but
of that.
He's not. But he's in the video and stuff for Summer Girls, I'm guessing. Yeah.
So, like,
gotcha.
I guess they might have added his vocals because it doesn't specify, but it just says that they kept the other members' vocals.
Interesting.
And they only released 2 songs from that. Their second album, Life is Good, and after lackluster sales of the album and the late 1990s, early 2000s boy band trend ending, LFO parted ways in February of 2002.
Which makes sense. It kind of, I don't remember anything after those 2 songs. And that was kind of towards the end of, the end of the reign of boy bands. Well, here, anyway, for a bit.
For real. So then it talks about how Richard Cronin, who was the one of the original founding members, was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, wow.
And I remember it was a big deal because the other members were on TRL talking about, him fighting it and whatnot.
Treatment and everything.
And unfortunately, he ended up passing away in Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston in September of 2010. And he was only 36 years old.
Oh, man. Cancer is just awful.
It's crazy. So then in July of 2017, LFO released their first song in 15 years as a duo without Cronin, and it's called Perfect 10. And then that October, Devin Lima, who was the guy that ended up replacing the original member, was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Oh my goodness.
And
this poor group.
I know. And then he ended up passing away November of 2018 at 41.
There's only one person left?
There's only one person left.
Wow.
And the final living member.
He needs a bubble.
Listen to this. So this is for currently. The final living member, Brad Fischetti, began touring with the group O-Town in a series of dates during the Y2K tour.
Gotcha.
He performed LFO songs in the memory of Cronin and Lima and vowed to keep the LFO legacy alive.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Oh, wow.
So every single member passed away except for one, which is like so crazy.
Yeah. And so young.
So young.
Yeah, you'd get it with a group that's been around since the 50s or something. But
right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, craziness. So definitely listen to the Summertime Girls.
Yes.
Or Summer Girls. And what was that one? Girls on TV?
Yeah, Girl on TV. Girl on TV or Girls on TV? Yeah.
Yeah, Girl on TV.
Yeah.
So that,
just fun summertime bops for sure. Yeah.
And it was just, but their videos, there was some sort of like, you could tell there was some sort of chaos within the group, which is why it made me think of.
No, I can see
and their vibe.
Yeah. It's not definitely not the music,
right.
But yeah, I can see their vibe of.
It's the vibe.
Yeah.
It's like that just. It's that brotherly, like, California, we going to the beach, but like we're
California
also,
from New Bedford.
Right. That's the funny thing. It's like it doesn't make sense, but it like makes sense because they had this edge to them.
Yeah.
And you didn't they
were definitely very different from the other boy bands.
Yeah.
I don't know if edgy, but roughness.
For me, there was an edginess.
I was listening to like Nine Inch Nails and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably so.
See, and that's also
not really
that's
edgy.
too different. That's your version. You know what I mean?
I know.
But like from a pop standpoint, like they were not the Backstreet Boys. They were not NSYNC. Like they were not.
Yeah, true.
They were very like their own thing. Yeah. So I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also made me kind of think because I was laughing when I first thought of the song. I remember there was a time where people used to listen to songs that they like, for me, and this would be a good like segue into say what, which is a nice little ender and like palate cleanser on the episode. It could be on the same subject or something different.
Yes.
But I wanted to ask you, so Summer Girls specifically, it was funny to me because again, when you watch them, there's like a comedic aspect behind them.
Yes, for sure.
Definitely, not taking away from their artistry, but just as in general. And I remember there used to be like list made, or people used to always like talk about like, what are those songs that like you were like, oh, if I hear it one more time, I'm going to lose my mind, or like songs that you might have thought were cheesy or hated or whatever the case may be. But every time it came on, you start bopping and jamming out. And for me, Summer Girls was one of them because it used to get played so much, especially now it makes sense. I didn't realize why they played it so much here because they used to play that song on Hot 106. Which is like an R&B hip hop station. And I never understood why, but now they're from New Bedford. So like here in Rhode Island, if you're from here, they're going to play you.
Yeah.
Out.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
So Summertime Girls was one for me. And another one that was for me, every time I hear this song, I used to be like, ugh! But then it's like, I couldn't help but like just get into it every single time. And that was Eminem's Mockingbird.
I don't know that I know that song.
Yeah. Like, just in general, as a whole LGBTQIA person, I will never take away from Eminem's artistry. He is incredible, but a lot of his stuff was hardcore bashing and like violently against the community. So for me,
no matter how many performances with Elton John you do, my friend.
Yeah, for real. I don't really care. Like, that doesn't mean shit. Like, but I would hear that song and you just can't help but like, for me, I would just get into it. And it would just be like, and the same thing with Britney Spears.
Hit me one more time. Hit me one more time.
No, it was
Crazy.
Britney. No, I love it. No. There was a song that she came out with that. Oh, it was Britney Spears and Madonna's "Me Against the Music."
Yeah.
I just like it's not that I hated the song. It was just like
you heard it too many times.
Yeah,
there's a point where you can't. Yeah.
It was just like it's not that you hate the song. It's just like you hear it so much that you're like, if you play that song one more time, like Despacito.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah, I'd have to say probably mine is like boy band stuff. Yeah. Because like I would be like if someone was like, what do you want to listen to? It would never come up.
Yeah.
But I knew it enough that if it came on the radio, I'd be like, quit playing games with me. You know what I mean? I'd be grooving. I knew all the words. I could probably still sing you all the damn words, you know? But I've never in my life like had it on a playlist or like, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
Some things I do find, so especially at the beginning of getting into K-pop, I would listen to playlists, but I only had certain things on there. Mm-hmm. And so there were certain songs, especially by like BTS and Stray Kids, because those were kind of my first two groups I got into and like listened to their whole discography that I can't listen to. Like, do you know what I mean? Like when it comes on, sometimes I'm like, ah. But then like if I'm thinking about it, I might skip it. But if I just hear it in the background and I start like grooving to it, especially like Fire by BTS is one. I don't know why. And then, what's another one? What's another Stray Kids one? Elevator by Stray Kids. It's not that I don't like it, but I think I've heard it too much that I'm just like, and I really loved it when I first heard it. So I've listened to it so many times. So there's a couple that
listen, since we're talking about the K-pop film, I am not going to lie. Child, I love this song, but at the same time, I've heard it.
Yeah. What song?
It's that Pink Venom.
Pink Venom. Yeah.
Oh my! I swear, I feel like if you go on like any social media now, they will use that song as like, this is K-pop. Yeah, and it's like, which it is K-pop.
Yes,
but it's like there are so many other great songs by Blackpink that you could use, or just by any other group, and it's like there's so many different versions of K-pop. Yeah. But it's like for whatever reason, that song right now in this moment is always like.
And it's so funny because that's a year old now too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think did they open the show with that? I think they opened with that one. yeah, I don't know. That one hasn't gotten that way for me. I've definitely heard it a lot, for sure. Yeah. And that one is like, I mean, that was one of the first ones we ever listened to, for sure.
That was one of the first performances I ever saw them do,
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the first ones we did were Doo 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 and then Pink Venom. But yeah, it's not my like go-to Blackpink song, for sure.
Which, you know, I would love.
It's still so good. Like, again, if it's on, I'm like...
I'm gonna need the US to pick it up when it comes to winter.
Yes.
Because I want to see them on award shows. I want to see more K-pop inclusion.
Yeah.
Because right now, again, it's like that mindset is like K-pop is BTS and Blackpink.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to kind of like, now you got Jackson Wang becoming more like over here. And it's like, I would love to see a group like Winner literally just be winning. Like on all these shows because they're so talented. And it's like, they should really, you know.
Yeah, they really are. Now, I have noticed, so there's like a couple things happening that I like a lot. So, I definitely have seen a lot more groups with members from North America, you know, Korean American, Korean Canadian. I mean, Stray Kids, they have 2 Australian members, you know what I mean? So, we are seeing a little bit more of that too. And I think that's a really smart move to have, you know, and I literally just mean this in like a, I hate, it sounds so cold when I say like marketing, but sort of, do you know what I mean? And also that you have people who are English speaking, like fluent, you know, because especially coming to the US and everything, we are ridiculously outdated and only speak that one language. So it's tough for groups to come over that don't have some native English speakers and things like that.
Right.
But also, I'm also noticing, so JYP is having a competition show right now, I believe. I don't think it's over yet, where they're actually coming to the US and forming a group just out of the US.
That's dope.
Yeah. So I think that's cool too. I don't know, but is that K-pop? I don't know. Is it like the company or I don't know. I guess I don't want to get into that too much, but because K-pop is such like a wide encompassing kind of genre or whatever. But I do think that it's really smart to have different people. And also you broaden like your talent pool, you know, there's so many different talent people, but I also don't want it to take the place of them looking in Korea and looking in Asia. And you know what I mean? Like obviously I don't want to be like, well, now we need to rule the world, you know, no, that's not what I mean at all, because what makes K-pop is
that is coming from
those Korean producers, those, you know what I mean?
The heart of the music.
Exactly.
Comes from the home. Listen, as a whole Black person, they always say the heart of Black people come from the homeland. And I feel the same way about all other cultures. It's like, you can find it at other places in the world, which makes the world a beautiful place.
Yes.
But at the same time, when you find it in the home land, it's just a different energy. It's a different vibe.
Feel. Yeah, for sure.
And, you know, winner is out here winning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we really love them. Definitely leave us some more suggestions for anything from them, really.
Seriously.
I do kind of want to see that variety show where they're dressed up and acting.
Yes, me too.
The little dog.
Me too.
That was great.
I scared my dog.
That's right. Oh man, but thank you guys so much as always for coming and joining us. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. We love you.
Love you guys so much.
Bye.